Hey guys, it's Real Appalachia with Shane.
And Melody.
And today we got a special adventure from Pocahontas, Virginia. I'm pretty excited about this one, aren't you?
Me too. Pocahontas is one of my favorite places to see.
Me too. There's just something special. It has an aura about it. It's really where the beginning of the coal mining boom began here in Appalachia. So
yeah,
a lot of special history, and it's just a beautiful place.
Yeah, I really love the architecture, what's left of it, and the old cemetery. And we're going to give you a look at all that today too.
This is the exhibition mine. It really dates back to mine number 1.
Yeah. I never have got to go through the exhibition mine. I'd really like to, but it's always closed when I'm here.
Yeah.
So this was the first mine to exploit the rich seams of Pocahontas coal field in 1882. The extension of the Norfolk and Western Railroad soon followed.
Yeah, and we talk a lot. You'll see in a minute. We'll go to the cemetery and show you some of the diversity here. There's African Americans, Hungarians, Italians, Russians, Germans, Welsh, all kinds of different people that came here to work together in these in the deep dark hole.
And the song says that they produced about 1,000 tons of coal a day by 1883. And in 1938, a closed section of the mine opened as the nation's first exhibition coal mine.
Much better working conditions these days, but...
And mining ceased here in 1955.
Yeah, it's been an exhibition mine. You used to drive through this thing.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine driving through it? But now it's just for foot traffic. They remodeled it, I guess is for lack of a better word, here a couple years ago. And I'm anxious to see it. I haven't seen it. I went through it the old way, but I'm anxious to see what all they've done to it.
Yeah.
But we'll get on the road and check out some more of Pocahontas and let you see what else we stumble upon. Well, that's what it would look like if we were about to enter. Use your imagination that we are walking through right now. It's amazing how high that seam is. I mean,
yeah.
These guys today working at 30-some inches sometimes. You know, this is...
You can feel the coolness coming out of the mine.
Oh, yeah. Where the rain never falls, the sun never shines. It's dark as a dungeon way down in the mines. The old song says.
So where are we at here?
Well, it's gated up now, but I think it used to be the entrance or the exit to the exhibition mine back when it first opened. Oh man, that is cool.
It is really neat. Yeah, look at how there's like a fog passing through.
Yeah, do you feel like cool air blowing
Oh yeah, chilling.
Yeah, I've got some old video I found from way back when, and it is awesome. We'll share some of that here somewhere near this part
I'm
of the video.
excited to see that.
You'll love this, believe me. All right, so this is another view we got. All these, it's pretty dark. I don't know what you can see in there, but
is it normal for like lights to be passing through back there? What is that?
I don't know. That might be one of those ghosts. This might be a really good place to put that video I was talking about.
Alrighty, yeah, we thought we'd start going back down the road to the exhibition mine. We thought that'd be a good view for you to see a little bit more than we just showed.
Yeah, and a little bit of how to get here, because we'll get back on the main road and kind of show how we got to this point. So
Absolutely, and this is just, I love seeing this vantage point of it. It just gives you a little idea of how big that is. And that's where they now have they sell memorabilia and so forth inside there.
Okay, yeah, I think I've been in that part before.
Yeah, they still got the old powerhouse and the bathhouse and some of that stuff still standing, but a lot of the past of the mines are gone, so this is great to have.
Yes, definitely so.
And that's what we just showed you a few minutes ago. That's the entrance to the exhibition mine. Can you believe that people could used to just drive in through there?
No way.
Can you
Really?
just drive through exhibition mine? Yeah, that's so cool.
Huh, yeah, that is. Because I always imagined mines as like tiny little crawl space areas.
Well, it's what they are nowadays. Well, it was 30-some inches in some places, if you can believe that.
Yeah.
But back then, that was like 13 foot.
Yeah.
You could just, drive a semi-truck through it.
Wow.
Probably, yeah.
That would be neat. I just hate that I can never catch it open, it seems like.
Yeah, I haven't been through it. They've redid it lately. They got a pretty really good grant, and they've changed everything, and I'm so excited to see it, but it hasn't worked out for me either, so.
Yeah.
It's my favorite place to go.
Maybe we'll make it one of these days.
Oh, I'm sure we will. Absolutely, Pocahontas. It's just a must-see on this little Appalachian journey of ours.
It is one of my favorite little towns.
So I think we'll just head down this way and show you the old high school. It's abandoned now, so hopefully they'll convert it into something. It's sad to see these things.
Yeah, I agree. But it'll be cool to see the high school. And I didn't think to look up or anything when it closed. But
I remember when it's not that long ago.
Okay.
I guess relative term. But I remember when it closed, it was a very emotional thing. They fought it for years and years and years. Because once a high school leaves, it's the life of the town in some ways. I hate to say that.
Yeah, a lot of times it is.
Because you lose the principal, the teachers, the bus driver. I mean, there's a lot of jobs that go and a lot of good, and all those people have to move, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then the buses, the kids get shipped all over the place, and it just stinks. There's no other way around it.
This is the football field back through here.
And I got a tree down, so. Yeah, I guess I'll be finessing my way back.
Might be turning around here, but that's a cool little look at it there.
Yeah, you can see the old football field. All right, now this way we're going to head back into more of the downtown area.
Yeah.
From there, so just wanted to show you the high school.
Yeah, and I can give some history on Pocahontas.
Please do.
Yes, so Pocahontas is in Virginia and part of Tazewell County. It is part of the Bluefield, West Virginia micropolitan area. It was given the name Pocahontas in 1881 for the Native American woman. Pocahontas was the start of the coal boom in this area with a spur line of the Norfolk and Western Railroad, what's now Norfolk Southern. With the large amount of coal found in the 1880s, the town really took off, hitting its peak of population in the 1920s with about 3,775 citizens. Population has steadily dropped since, hitting below the 1,000 mark in the 70s and down to an estimated 353 today. So that's a crazy drop.
It is a drop. And here's some of the old, like you see those to the left there, those old garages. And then, unfortunately, this is one of the saddest things for me. If you'll see there, you see the safes to the right. There's a little display. That used to be where the company store was.
Yeah, I never got to see it, but I've seen pictures.
Oh my gosh, that collapsed, and it was a really big store. And here's some more of the downtown area. It's just beautiful what is left.
Yeah.
But I swear every time I come, there's something else missing.
I know.
And it just
so sad, and it's one of those places you can look at and tell it really was booming, and with 4,000 people, but to go from that to 350 basically today, it's so crazy.
Yeah, we'll stop.
It's my favorite street.
We'll stop here and look at this a little bit closer in a minute, but I want to do a drive through right now just to give everybody an idea of what it looks like. Because I know I love this part too. It's still, when it's gone, the heart and soul.
Oh my gosh, don't even say that. I'll bawl my eyes out. I really will.
Here's one of my favorite things coming around the bend here. Just I'm not going to be surprised when we get there, but I love it. Love it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
Maybe we can hop out in a little bit and give a better look at this too.
I don't know if it's going to show up on film yet either, but we will. Yes, here we go. The Butt Coffin Company.
Yes.
Oh, you gotta love it.
I do. I love that.
Well, let's head back up the street here and see some of the more. A lot of these places are like the homes are in pretty good shape, and it's flooded down through here not too awfully long ago.
Oh no.
And it was in really bad shape. But fortunately, it looks like most of these houses have survived pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
And up through here, you've got some old churches, other kind of buildings, everything else.
Yeah. I would say definitely the star of the town now is the exhibition mine, right?
Absolutely, they've got a lot of ATV trails and so forth, and they've done really well, thank goodness.
Yeah,
And
I've
that's
seen
brought a lot of
some
traffic.
that.
Yeah.
So the town actually owns and operates the exhibition mine and museum, and it's actually a National Historic Landmark. And another Virginia State Historic Site of the town is the Pocahontas Cemetery, and we'll give a better look at that here in a little bit too.
Look at this cross here.
Oh, how neat is that?
Yeah, I think I've about hit a dead end here, so I'll use my backing up skills.
We'll
My
turn around.
rear view camera here to finesse it again.
Yes.
But there's some really good pictures from here, and I'll share some on this video of aerial looks of the town back in its heyday. You would not believe the difference. I mean, it's amazing.
I'm sure.
It's just, it looks like a little city, and now, just like we said, every time we come, there's another building gone.
Yep.
And you understand that. I understand that, like, for example, they have plumbing problems, water problems and stuff like that from time to time because it was built for a much larger population.
Yeah.
And so one little problem causes major problems for everybody.
I like this little view of the town.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Being up.
This is one where I'll show you an aerial view of where how many buildings were here. That are missing now.
But you can't beat that. Looking down over the town.
The library there to the left. And
that little yellow building.
I think it's closed right now, but I've been in there before, and they got this hat collection. It's really neat.
Yeah.
Real throwback.
I like it too. I've been in there.
Yeah, there's no mural to the left. And then getting back to the company store area, and to the right, that big brick building was the Pocahontas Fuel Company. And we'll get out and show a little bit of that closer too, because that was a major. Pocahontas Fuel Company was the driving force in making this the factor that it was in Appalachian coal history. And it all dates back to Jordan Nelson, and he actually was a Civil War veteran. He moved down here from Boone County, West Virginia in 1866. And he found a big, huge 13-foot coal seam on his property. And next thing you know, he had been a miner himself, and he, like I said, he moved down here and discovered it. It wasn't that people didn't know coal was here. Way back with Dr. Thomas Walker, back in his day, they knew that there was a lot of coal in this area, and once it really started to boom, then it took off from there. But Jordan Nelson's the one credited with finding the Pocahontas coal seam. And I love this residential area back through here.
Yeah.
Some of these churches will end up here.
Yeah, several little churches back in through here. That's for sure.
And it shows.
And they're also pretty.
Oh yeah, and the churches show the diversity of the area. There were just so many different nationalities that came here, and of course the cemetery is going to show that too when we stop there.
Yeah, I love it. And there's graves there with complete other languages from the immigrants who come over to work in the mines, and that's just always fascinated me. Here in this small little town in Southwest Virginia, a cemetery full of men and women so far from home. There's also at the cemetery a mass grave of miners killed in the mine explosion of March 13th, 1884, when 114 miners were killed.
And that was the first major mine disaster in the history of the country to that level. So it was just astounding and mind-boggling for people.
So this is St. Elizabeth's Roman Catholic Church, and from what I've read on it, it's pretty fascinating. There's 10 life-size murals on the ceilings and walls in there. Okay. And they have an annual Hungarian cabbage roll dinner to celebrate their European heritage. How cool is that?
That's awesome.
I know. I love places that keep up their heritage like that. So that's great. I love that kind of thing. I'd love to go in and see the murals someday, but today probably not a good day for that, just to go in. But Pocahontas also now has a state prison, which opened in 2007 and holds about 1,000 inmates and offers around 300 jobs. Although I read at least when they first opened, I don't know about now, but they kind of brought in outsiders to work and take those jobs, and I guess some locals were not happy about that.
I know. I'll take this church too.
This is my favorite church.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love this place.
Yeah, we'll stop and take a closer look at that too if we get a chance. Hopefully
Yes.
in a bit, but I'm
Yeah,
trying to make a
probably
little
just,
pass through the town right now.
yeah, probably just driving. You can't see the details on it too well, but I do love this little church.
Oh yeah. So a guy named Jedediah Hotchkiss, who was actually also involved in the Civil War, helped to develop this mining area too. So he was very well known in the mining community at the time. So.
Mm-hmm.
And this church is just fantastic too.
Yeah,
There's
it's
so
another
many.
little cute church.
Yeah, there's so many of them here, and you know, it's one of those things. A population of 300,
Yeah.
you can't sustain all these churches. So
Right,
a lot
very
of them
true.
are not in operation anymore. I don't know which one's where, but
Yeah, but with 4,000 people and immigrants from all different countries, you know, they probably did need a ton of churches back then to accommodate everybody's beliefs.
yeah, it's more the residential area. It's just nice to see this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. It is. These little cute houses, and I would think that most of the population still lived in this little area right here.
Yeah.
I see these little things on the sides. Are they like for coal storage? Do they?
Yeah, they used to be those coal bins that come by and fill them up for people to heat their houses with and whatnot.
cool.
And the company would
There's one on
deliver
the
them for
right.
them. Yeah,
It's neat.
yeah, it's kind of cool to see some things like that still standing. And we'll head up this way that leads to the cemetery.
Yes, my favorite part. Well, other than that street with all those old buildings at the Opera House
Yeah.
and fire department. But
Yeah, that opera house. I know they've been working on it off and on over time. I hope they get that thing finished and be able to use it again because this is such a huge piece of history. Can you imagine
I
an opera house in
know.
Southwest Virginia?
I wish that they would get it up going again. But it's pretty to drive through to the cemetery too,
is.
isn't it?
Yeah, you start to see
But-
that up on the hill here.
Yeah, really fascinates me that it's on a big hill like that, you know.
Yeah, can you imagine when that mine disaster happened? They just had to find places to bury people. I mean, who could possibly prepare for something like that? It was
Yeah.
never unheard of.
Exactly.
And so they had to just deal with all that, the grief, the devastation. The mine had to get back open. This is a major, humongous operation. So at
Yeah.
what point do you open that back up? It just, and then they didn't know what caused it at the time, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things that, man, it's just a bad situation.
Just imagine back then, like, multiple burials going on in a day, I'm sure, with 114 people that died all at once. Wow.
Think about all the widows it left and the orphans and I mean,
so
just
sad.
devastating. And a lot of
And
these people were
from other
spoke English.
countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of them moved back after that and all that kind of
I'm
stuff.
sure. I mean, you couldn't blame them for that.
No, what are you going to do? But you know, that's why when you see those graves, it's just so mind-numbing to see how many different nationalities and races and all came here to work and have the great American dream.
Well, here we are at the site of the old company store. What's left of it, which appears to be just a safe, or is it two safes?
You say two.
And that's pretty much all that was here. I'll show you a picture here so you can see what it used to be. It collapsed in a time warp. I want to say about 10 or 15 years ago. And I mean, it was a beautiful company store, but it just collapsed due to time, weather, and neglect. And this is the office building for the Pocahontas Fuel Company, as you can see. A major player in the coal mining days. Well, now it appears the post office is for sale, the old post office. Kind of a neat thing to own, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just load yourself up with stamps and you're
I
independent.
don't think it comes with stamps, though.
The old office building was erected to provide accommodations for the Radford Trust Company, First Bank, and the community of the post office and the company doctors.
Very cool.
Very cool. And we'll take a peek in window. You never know when you might see something.
Some Christmas decorations.
Pretty well gutted now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
the old Coca-Cola mural, don't you? That's
I do too, yeah. I compare it to like the one that we saw in Mayberry where they had redone it.
Oh, yeah.
It was so much more vibrant, and you just see the different care in the towns.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we thought we'd stop here and give a walk around our both of our favorite places.
Yes, I love it so much. I just love looking in these little buildings too, like in the windows.
Yeah, look at the character of just how they were built and
Yes.
all the architecture that went into them at the time.
The designs, yeah, I love it.
I mean, obviously they've changed hands many, many times since then.
Mm-hmm.
But just to see the iron, just all the things that, and this is, I'm pretty sure this was
I think it's a little doctor's office from what I remember.
Yeah, I think they still have equipment in here.
Yes, I love looking in at this. How cool is that?
Yeah.
It's always one of my favorite things to see, and I can't find a lot of history on this little strip. The buildings weren't all they were used for, but this was definitely a doctor's office.
Yeah, and I know, I'm too fascinated with this to even talk hardly because I just love checking this out.
I know.
The ceiling's what the fall in it looks like, but it's just love it. And I wonder how much longer these buildings will be here because look at the
I know.
the
Don't
weather.
even say it, Shane.
I know. It's, I know it's tough. It's tough. I just wish there was a way of preserving what we do have. And there's that mural on that building over there again. We'll walk down here and show you a little bit more.
Yes. Some of this paint looks kind of fresh, but it may have just been the good old lead they put in old paint. I mean, paint don't last like it used to,
We don't breathe. Over here. Now this was the Pocahontas Fire Department says, but somebody told me before that at one time it was a car dealership too. And prior to being the fire department, so when I first saw it, I thought, of course, it was the original fire. But from what I understand, if somebody knows better, please tell me. Correct me in the comments. But just, I wish more of it was still standing.
I know. Yeah. I mean, was there a fire in the old firehouse, or it kind of looks like something happened? It just collapsed in, kind of.
Yeah, a lot of those that happens. Either weather takes them or a fire or something.
Yeah.
You see it in a lot of these old towns. Appalachia, Virginia's like that too. There's a lot of downtown buildings that are gone. And here's the Opera House.
Yes, the Opera House. I love it.
And can you imagine coming here and
Oh, I know.
watching a play?
All those families back in the day coming in here to have some entertainment after all the hard work they put in during the week.
Yeah, and of course, Pocahontas is just right down the street from Bramwell. Well, not the street, but right down the road. And it's funny how much of it's still preserved. I mean, it's almost completely intact. And it was just getting higher in people.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what you can see there. Let's see. Get down here to the courthouse and jail and all that.
Courthouse and the jail, huh?
Yes. See what we can see here.
I like this old like brick street too.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. It's just,
That's a lot of character, doesn't it?
this town, yeah, that's a good word. This town has so much character.
Yeah, just, like you said, we just love this street.
I love it.
Let's see what else we can check out here. What do you think?
I love these old gargoyles. Those are so neat.
Some garage here. So, like you said, these brick streets. I mean, this is just classic.
It kind of shows a lot of the European heritage, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Let's look around here even more. And there's the shot of the Opera House and courthouse and all that. Oh, my favorite spot, Button Company Coffins. Let's take a closer look. What do you think?
I don't know. I love this building.
It's my favorite, I do believe. Alrighty, let's look around here. Like I said, this was built because of the
Mine explosion.
mine explosion that killed other folks, and they just had to make makeshift. And we'll look in these windows a little bit too and give you a look at that. Just some creepy stuff.
Oh
in here.
yeah, I like looking in the windows.
I know, just something about it. There's a chandelier back there. And let's see. We're down here so we can see. Just kind of just messed up right now, isn't it? You can tell a lot of water damage and all that. There's a Bible and a coffin. So there we go. I knew
a little
it.
baby coffin. Is that what that? Yeah.
Man,
It's so sad.
That there's a need for those, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Another coffin. Phew, kind of creepy.
Kind of surprising these haven't been used. I mean,
it just sits there.
Yeah.
Owns this or whatever, but it's weird.
I like these old buildings too on this little side street and
With those little arches.
yeah.
And
It's just like the Mason Lodge, right? But it looks so neat. I don't know. I feel like that brick building on the other side we just looked at, it just reminds me of a funeral home. I don't know if it was, but maybe somebody will know and can tell it in the comments.
this building's about its last leg.
And this little sign gets me. Obviously, this building isn't standing, but I guess there was a church here before. And the sign on it says, Church of Christ, upon this rock I will build my church.
It's kind of sad.
Kind of ironic to me, but you know, just wanted to share that.
This is the library, just to look from this. Apparently it's closed today, but it's a neat thing to go into.
Yeah, and I'm so glad it's open. I mean, every town needs a library.
They said there's so many saloons down here too back in the day. It's hard to imagine that now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't imagine one, much less
I know.
tons of them.
So you really can't come to Pocahontas and not stop at the cemetery. It's such a somber experience, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah.
It really was developed when the first mine explosion happened. They made mass graves up here, and then it kind of just grew from there. But what I like about it too is this really shows the diversity in the area.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell that they had to just find places to put graves because they're on the hillside. They're kind of cramped on top of each other, and kind of sad but somber. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a peaceful feeling here.
Yeah.
And we'll take a look at a couple of these gravestones and so forth too, to show you some of them written in completely different languages. And like we said earlier, all the different cultures that came here to live. And they lived together, they worked together, they died together.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are still buried here to capture that history. So we'll let you take a look around.
It's kind of crazy to think of someone from Germany coming over here and their final resting place being in Pocahontas, Virginia, which is a just tiny little town now.
I've done video from here before and heard people from like Italy watch the video on YouTube that some of their family had passed away here, and the family moved back after they passed away, and then they had a little connection to the United States right here in Pocahontas.
Yeah, it's
Kinda
really
neat.
really cool.
Yeah, I love hearing from people like that. But we'll take you a look around here and let you see a little bit of the cemetery and the view from up here as well. But
Yeah, the view's beautiful.
here's unfortunately an infant's grave, baby.
So sad.
Don't like seeing that. And as you can see, hopefully, the different languages represented here. And there is the mural of the Pocahontas exhibition mine. So now where the city hall is. And unfortunately, one of the sad parts, this used to be where, well, most recently I guess was known as the Cricket Saloon.
Yeah. Yeah, we were really heartbroken to drive into town and see this building gone. It's a nice building. It was just kind of a staple of driving into the town of Pocahontas. So it's sad to see it gone, but
It was, and that's the thing we were talking, you know, just why it's important what we're doing is because who knows what might be gone next time we come.
yeah, and just how much different that this town may look 10 years from now. Some of the buildings are running down, and they started out so detailed and beautiful, and so much work was put into building them beautifully, and yeah, in 10 years they could all be gone. So
Absolutely.
we want to capture it while we can.
Capture ourselves standing here
Yeah.
across from the city hall and the old company store in case anything else collapses.
Yeah.
Most predictably me, anyway. Okay, guys, that's a look at Pocahontas, Virginia. Hope you enjoyed that.
Yes. Give us a thumbs up, share it, comment, you know the drill.
Subscribe, something else. I never remembered all of it.
Yeah, we need a little checklist.
Well, and anyway, we'll see you on down the road anyway. Thanks.